national and foreign policy interests. You are not welcome here. We expect every one of America's colleges and universities to comply. Thank you. And then put the next one up on the screen, specifically targeting Mahmoud. The White House account put out this image of him that says, Shalom Mahmoud, and then has a quote from Trump that says, we will find, apprehend, and deport these terrorist sympathizers from our country, never to return again. President Donald J.
White
Trump.
House of the United States using a Hebrew term? Interesting. Okay. All right. Got it.
But we're not agents of Israel. Don't worry.
Like, this whole thing is preposterous. And just looking, why don't we play his words? I think that's important because everybody's talking about him, characterizing, etc. Here, this was from an Oppo account. I want to make everybody clear on that. This was posted by somebody who was making the case for why he should be deported.
Yeah, so this isn't cherry-picked us
they
saying
it.
How reasonable. No,
right.
This is the people who want to deport him compiling online dossiers of what they consider to be the worst things that they could find.
So let's find it.
That he did. So this is C10, guys. Let's go ahead and play it.
Are you guys going to listen to the university and leave the encampment here?
Of course not. The university is the one who should listen to us. They should listen to their student body who are demanding to end their investment in the war that's happening in Palestine. Our demands are clear. Our demands are regarding the investment from the Israeli occupation, the companies that are profiting and contributing to the genocide of our people. Again, the university, once again, they are so stubborn in listening to their students. They're treating this matter as a disciplinary matter. They're not treating this as an anti-war movement that actually gathered thousands of students here. That actually sparked thousands of students across the United States.
How far are you all willing to go here on campus?
We're going to go as far as we need to pressure the university to pressure the university to divest from the occupation. This is up to the group, to the leadership of the group, to decide how far they will go. But now it's clear that the students will remain here. They will stay here until they achieve their demands.
Okay. I didn't hear anything that bad there. I mean, you can disagree with the guy. That's okay. You could deport him if he committed a crime. I'd be okay with that, fine, too. But he didn't commit a crime. He actually has not violated both New York state law, New York City law, and or U.S. government. Now, according to them, what they're saying is that they can make a case for deportation based on any alien present in the United States who poses a direct threat to our foreign policy. Now, that's a very interesting justification because what threat would it make to our foreign policy? So are we saying that his presence in the United States would be detrimental to the U.S. relationship with Israel? Because if we're saying that, we're basically acknowledging that these campus protests are now a leverage point for the Israeli government in its relations with us. Now, they're not even supposed to have opinions about protests on our soil. I should, look, if the U.S. government was openly supporting or not those protests happening in Tel Aviv, it was like, shut up, all right, let them deal with it. But even that's a little different since we do pay for most of the stuff that's going on in their country. I just think the whole thing is the most preposterous overreach I've ever seen. And that's another thing. I want to speak directly to a lot of these forces that are cheering this on. You have no idea what's coming your way when you break the seal, something like this. You want to openly set the standard that people who protest on a foreign government are going to be violated of their due process rights and revoked permanent residency in the United States of America. That is like an anti-Semitic caricature of how people are saying. But it's reality now. And so when you then simultaneously speak out against the Ian Carrolls of the world on Joe Rogan or Candace Owens or any of these other folks who are noticing things, even if oftentimes they may say things that are incorrect or whatever, good luck to you trying to police the opinion, because I think that Americans have very, very open eyes. And especially if you're somebody like me who wants to see a lot less immigration here in the United States, it's absolutely insane that the United States government has actually paused military deportation flights because of the cost. They got doged. So the cost of apprehending people who are present here illegally in the United States is something that we can't bear. The deportation numbers are basically where they were with Biden, not particularly all that great. And the full force of the White House of the United States of America is focused on some campus protester. Give me a break if you think that's anywhere even close to America first. So for all those people out there, for all the people who are supporting, cheering all of us on, good luck to you in the future. You have the can of worms, the Pandora's box that you're opening. You bear a total responsibility for it.
I mean, it truly is a new Red Scare. I mean, it truly is, like, it justifies the term McCarthyist because they're saying openly, it's not just this, there's nothing special about this particular guy. We have a whole list. There are going to be many more to come. They sent letters to 60 different universities accusing them and saying that they're going to be, there's going to be enforcement actions for them not upholding the civil rights of Jewish students. And if you read what they put out, it would be impossible for anyone to really prove that they complied with what they want. To your point, Sagar, we were all chuckling yesterday. Ann Coulter put on a tweet that said, there's almost no one I don't want to deport, but unless they've committed a crime, isn't this a violation of the First Amendment? So even Ann Coulter is like, yeah, this particular deportation, I'm not really sure that I'm on board with this one. And so, it is preposterous, it is naked, and yes, it is dangerous. I mean, it is a dangerous assault. The intent is a witch hunt to create an example so that people shut up about an issue that the administration does not want to hear about, that they find to be politically inconvenient, that some significant of their allies and donors find to be politically inconvenient and disagree with. And everyone, I don't care where you stand on this issue, like in fact, if you disagree with these protesters, it's even more important for you to stand up for these First Amendment rights, because that's when it counts, when it is difficult, when it is potentially unpopular. Although I have to say, the other thing that has been really noteworthy is how has this whole approach gone for you guys in terms of maintaining support for Israel? I can tell you, if you look at numbers across the board in terms of when they ask who do you sympathize more with, Israelis or Palestinians, those numbers have shifted dramatically towards Palestinians. In the Democratic Party specifically, it's completely switched. So now many more Democrats say they are more sympathetic to Palestinians than Israelis. I cannot tell you what a sea change that is in terms of American public opinion. And so for a country that is so dependent on the United States of America to provide a diplomatic shield and funding and military resources and all sorts of other things besides, to be gambling with public opinion like this, you are one president away from someone who actually represents those shifts in the country from things being completely and totally different. Not to mention, when you have the whole United States government cracking down on college student protesters for protesting Israel, foreign government, and you, the Zionists, conflate all the time Jews with Israel, something that the left is very careful, and people who object to these policies are very careful to not conflate those two and say these are two very separate things. But the Zionist supporters frequently conflate Israel and all Jewish people. Yeah, do you think you're going to cause an increase in anti-Semitism? Do you think that you're going to cause an increased spread in these sorts of tropes when it does seem like the U.S. government is more interested in policing speech of Americans on behalf of this foreign country? Of course. Of course that's going to happen. And it is happening. So, this is an insane violation of First Amendment rights. These sorts of things never stay with, people who are over there who you don't really care about or issues that you aren't really particularly keen on. This is an aggressive crushing of dissent, and every American who cares about their own rights needs to care about what is happening with Mahmoud Khalil.
Why don't we play, put C11 up there from FIRE. We got to show them some love.
Yeah, I got to give them some love.
They're a great organization. FIRE has written now to the Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department, requesting answers. This is America. The administration must not use immigration enforcement to punish and filter out ideas disfavored by the government or deny due process to anyone facing arrest and detention. They ask a series of questions. What is the specific, legal, and factual basis for Khalil's arrest, for his detention, for which you are seeking revocation of the green card, for which he be afforded due process protections required by U.S. law? And is it your intention to seek the revocation of lawful immigration status on the basis of speech protected by the First Amendment? So we'll find out some answers to that question.
Yeah.
We certainly will.
One last thing I wanted to note on this is, they were passed